Hello everybody, back here again for vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 14th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame. Got up, got the dogs outside. Bruce didn't poop on the floor again, so yay! That's always a bonus. I'm celebrating those days now because they are far and few between. So went ahead, got the dogs all out. Got everybody fed that needs to be fed in the morning because one of the dogs I got only feeds evenings time, so kind of is what it is there. But went ahead and got that taken care of. Was basically unable to jump in the hot tub, didn't have time with everything else going on. Wife got off to work, and then I headed off to, actually I had a dog get dropped off, and then I headed off to go feed some cats at New Smyrna. Got those cats fed, and the ducks and all that good fun stuff also there I got to feed. So from there, got back to the house, had a couple little things get accomplished, nothing too major. Been playing on the 3D printer for a bit, just kind of keeping it going, making some little stuff here and there, nothing major going on with it, but it's kind of messing with it. End up finding a couple other little things on like Thingiverse and printables that I wanted to make. I really need to start learning how to design my own stuff. I haven't broke down and done that yet. I keep thinking I need to find somebody who's really into that can like teach me on like in person, and so I can have a little more hands-on learning with it, because I do a lot better that way than I do just trying to figure it out on my own kind of situation. So but I got a couple things done, got a little bit of yard work done, nothing too major. Was able to accomplish a few things, just kind of hanging around in the morning. Ended up having a couple dogs went home, and then the wife texted me and said she's on the way to take her dad to get like blood work done, whatever. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, am I supposed to do this? Like, did I forget something? Like, what's going on here? And I didn't. She just decided she was going to do it. I think now she's able to drive again. She was feeling like she was relying on me to do so much that she's taken that for me. And which today it wouldn't have been a big deal. All the dogs are getting along great, so would not have been an issue if I had done it. But the other days I had issues where it was a lot more of a pain in the butt. Today would not have been one. But she didn't even ask me, so I did have that panic moment of like when she said she was taking it. I'm like, I called her like right away. Did I forget something? Did I miss it? Like, what the hell happened? You know. And it wasn't the case at all. So it wasn't even on the calendar. But oh well. It was right here locally, so she kind of used it as her lunch hour to run him over there and get the blood work done, which was like the easiest one to do. Like, it's nothing to that right there, as opposed to taking like all the way to Ormond or whatever kind of thing. But it's all good. I was appreciative of it once I realized I didn't drop the ball. So that's my first mindset went that I screwed up. But all good. Went and got my run in, done my run, got back. While I was on my run, I basically saw another guy has a shop over here near me, but it's a nice big, just a metal building, and he was out working on his car, and he's got some old hot rods and stuff in there, and they're working on a Dukes of Hazzard cop car they're building right now. And I stopped in there and chatted with them for a few minutes, talked to them and whatnot, and kind of just touching base with other car people. It's always kind of nice. Chatted about my Suburban and how long it's taken there, and how I'll probably never hire anybody to do any work for me ever again, just because of how bad they're botching this time frame. So yeah, it's super annoying. But we chatted a little bit, decent guys, and kind of didn't really say stop back anytime, but kind of hinted towards like, hey, I'm not here all the time if you ever get back out in this way. So I was like, that's cool. So who knows, maybe I'll find another car person that if I run into issues and can't figure something out, to get somebody else I can touch base on, you know, basically pick their brain to get some insight. So like I said, I've got to build this shop. I asked him if they ever thought about like renting out some space for a guy to do his own work in there, because he has two lifts. One's kind of storage lift, but one's a work on lift, and he's like, nah, I don't really have the room for it. And we talked about how nowadays with insurance and stuff, it'd be so damn risky to take those chances or let somebody else like that do that kind of work. So but we had a good little conversation. I got a call from one of the dog owners that he's on his way. He got done with his dentist appointment, going to pick the dog up. So I basically headed out from there and was able to get back to the house. I got my run all in, got it finished up, and I got back to the house before they got there, which was the most important part. So gave it back to the dog. The one's just here for daycare, and he's here again tomorrow as well. But tomorrow, it's not as big a deal. They got some work going on in the house. They don't want the dog underfoot with the people doing construction work at their house. So it's not a big deal. So we'll see what their times drop off. There's usually, I think they're about the same time for drop off. We don't know when they're gonna pick up, so we'll see what time pickup ends up being, but it's all good. So but yeah, other than that, wife got home from work, and she got home a little bit late, so we reheated the last of my chili and was knocking the chili out of there, finishing it off, and end up with 2 more dogs getting dropped off, and then a 3rd dog getting dropped off by a 2nd owner. And they both ended up texting like, yeah, about 23 minutes out. The next one about 10 minutes later said about 10 minutes out. I'm like, oh shit, like they're both landing about the same time, which isn't a big deal. The first one showed up, and it's the first time I've ever left their dog with anybody, so they were a little more nervous and a little more slow to leave, I guess. So we chatted a little bit, kind of put them at ease. And I saw a car drive by and stop and drive back by, so I ran out there and kind of flagged them down because I realized they knew, or I lived to get an address, and then, which is funny because I have a light up sign now even with my address on it, but they still didn't find it immediately. So I went there and flagged them down, and then told them that I had somebody else that was in the process of leaving and dropping their dog off for the first time. So they sat on their outside with the dogs for a couple extra minutes till they left, and then I went out and met them. Greeted them and stuff, met the dogs. I'd watched them before a couple years ago, so I watched them, but watched the dogs, got them back inside. They were super happy to come back in. They didn't care, so they recognized me, which was a good thing. So yeah, we chilled out. All the dogs got along good. Piggy was being a bit of a turd head, but that's the way she does when she meets a new dog. She kind of gets to be a little turd head until you kind of give her a little holler out to tell her to knock it off, and then she's fine again. But kind of is what it is. How are you doing this morning? So I went ahead and ended up not finishing my dinner because I got here a little bit early, but it's not that big. I was waiting for my wife. She just ate because it was just leftovers, but it is what it is. Couldn't figure out what we wanted to watch with the time frame and that, so they ended up putting on Elf, and we were watching Elf, which my mom and wife both love that movie. It's a good movie, but it's not my favorite by any means. So they were watching it. The dogs got in, got everybody introduced, got all the dogs playing and sniffing each other good, then headed back outside, had one of my Advent cigars my buddy gave me, and then basically chilled out in the evening and played with the dogs, let them all just kind of roam around a little bit. We had the Boxers here for the first time ever. Staying anywhere else is real skittish and kind of nervous about new sounds and new spaces and whatnot, kind of a scared dog. And it was funny because the wind was blowing hard, so I was out there, like just limbs and stuff and the trees were shaking around and whatnot, and she was freaking out from it. So I let her back inside, and then not probably 10 minutes later, the wind came and blew my empty trash can over, my yard trash can, and it went tumbling across the concrete patio and made a lot of noise. And it was funny now because I was like, oh, thank God she wasn't out here, because she would have freaked out. But I guess it scared her even inside, but outside would have been way worse. So overall, it was a good day, and wrapped it all up, got them all separated out where I wanted them to be kind of laid down for the night. And then the new Boxer had a hard time settling in. She just couldn't find her spot to really cuddle up and be comfortable, but she eventually did. She whined a little bit here and there, but not too bad. So it is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.